think the biggest nightmare that you can ever get as a makeup artist is like giving somebody acne.
You're a makeup artist. What does a day look like to you?
Then I think people realize that I still wear makeup to school every day. So they're like, okay, Janine, why don't you try to do the makeup? I had some different mentors. Some are very nice. Some are like trying to teach me as well, but have a tough love way of instructing. Afterwards, like customers started coming, right? So we had to continue the makeup in the kitchen, like next to like the boiling vats of the boba pans. That's why I would give this advice to anyone trying to be a makeup artist or like just anyone in general. This is very applicable advice.
Janine.
Yeah.
Janine. So let's get the elephant out of the room, or elephant in the room. You're a makeup artist. So what does a day look like to you?
Okay, the thing about being a makeup artist is that people don't know how much prep goes into it. I mean, I would think as with any other job, there's prep that happens before you clock in. But being a makeup artist means having like maybe 100 brushes.
Okay.
And that means 100 brushes to wash, make sure that it's dry, and pack all of those. And also sanitize all your equipment with alcohol spray. And okay, you've seen my setup, right? You've seen it's like one big pack and then another big bag and one luggage.
Right, that's so many things to carry around.
So basically everything that our hands touch needs to be alcohol sprayed down.
After every event, after every job?
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you don't use the brush?
Oh no, if I don't use it, then it'll be kept separately with the clean brushes.
Okay.
Or stuff like that. But let's say maybe I did a job where there's like a number of talents. One talent, maybe I'll use at least 10 brushes, 10 different kinds of brushes.
Oh my god.
So every makeup artist knows that, like, you know, there's a lot of memes on like those makeup artist pages about like how much we hate washing brushes. But you have to do that because I think the biggest nightmare that you can ever get as a makeup artist is like giving somebody acne or...
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to imagine. Thankfully that hasn't happened to me yet.
But they wouldn't know, would they? Or
I've met some dancers that said they had like their makeup done for performance, and they saw the makeup artist use like dirty brushes, they saw them like reuse it.
Okay. Oh, that's gross. Okay.
Yeah, I mean I haven't met any other makeup artist that has done that, but I have heard stories about that, and yeah, I think that's very. I mean, obviously unprofessional and not sanitary, but. Okay. So that's just like some of the extra prep that we have to do.
So you would start your day by prepping all the brushes, putting them into the container.
Sometimes the night before is better to be safe.
Okay.
But for a lot of makeup artists, those that are very busy, that have like back-to-back shoots, let's say their shoot ended very late at night. So there's been times where I come back home really late and I still need to stay up to wash the brush and air dry it like... you can't just leave it to air dry straight away. You have to drip dry it first and like squeeze out all the water. So that gives me about like 2-3 hours of sleep before the next shoot sometimes.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm not super packed, but it has happened before. And I would think that it's quite common for makeup artists.
Then what's stopping you from getting, I don't know, disposable brushes? Are there?
There's no...
there's no such thing?
There's disposable mascara brush and disposable like lip brush, but stuff like foundation, all that is not disposable.
Because I was wondering if it saves more time, it's more convenient, and it's, I don't know.
I mean, what some people do is they buy like really, really a lot. So even after one job, they can just take the other stock that they have at home. Okay. But brushes are like, good brushes are like almost $70 to $100 for one. And I mentioned we need like maybe 10 for one person's face, right? So it's a whole investment. Maybe I need to take out a loan to buy brushes.
So you mean it's about $700 on the person's face?
I mean, I've never thought about it that way. I haven't specifically calculated how much. But on that note, maybe I'm sidetracking too much, but like it's just there's a lot of prep that goes into that.
Okay.
And on that note about the money, I think the first year that I was doing makeup, I just broke even because every time I get paid, I go and buy
Okay.
more products and more equipment.
Wait, that's already really good. Like you broke even on the first year.
As in, I didn't like get a lot of disposable income because a
Okay.
lot of it goes back into like buying your equipment.
Okay. What happens after the prep? So let's say you've got your containers, you got the luggages and everything prepared. So you order a Grab and then
Yeah, you have to grab. So
Right.
people ask me like, why don't I just take the train? I have
Right.
tried before. It's like
Yeah.
the luggage comes up to here
no,
with all your stuff.
exactly.
So you try to reach there on time. I mean, not say directly on time, but like maybe
way
at least
before.
15 minutes before to like
Okay.
set up the space and all that. And then you're given about, if you got all the time in the world, then you would be happy to like take 1.5 to 2 hours to do the makeup.
Okay.
But sometimes based on like logistics and planning or like certain kinds of like commercial shoots, there'll be like 5 people ready there for you to do the makeup ready, and you have like maybe 15-20 minutes a person. So you have to like own time, own target, and make sure that when they're ready to shoot, you have everybody's makeup done.
So how many people would you do makeup for in a normal event?
That really depends on the type of event that is happening.
Okay.
If it's maybe like a bride's or bridesmaid's makeup or like anything related to a wedding, I'll tell them I really need at least 1.5 hours. But
For one
sometimes-
person?
Yeah.
Okay.
But sometimes if it's a commercial shoot, right, they've got like maybe 5 to 10 main actors and then maybe like a whole lot of background actors. So what you do there is to think like what makeup do they really, really need based on like the person and like what is commonly used in commercials. And you like set aside the like a shorter amount of time for them.
Okay.
For the background extras. And like for the main talents, then you spend more time on them. And that's why a lot of like commercial projects, there's not just one makeup artist. But they either bring on like other makeup artists or like assistants. And then usually the main artist will be doing like the main talent's makeup. And the assistant will go and do like the feature extras or background extras.
Okay. So what's the most number of people that you've done makeup on in an event? Like, because I would imagine like if you take 1.5 hours for one person, let's say you have 5 people waiting there for you, then you need a whole day, no?
I've actually, there's been like a number of times we've had this kind of arrangement already, so I can't really remember the exact amount, but I just remember that there was one event that was taking place at MBS. I think they hired 30 or 40 makeup artists, and they put us like along these really, really long banquet tables, and you have your own station, and the context is for like a big company's like performance and like gala dinner. So we just had like trunks of people coming in. You sit down at your seat, you set a timer like 15 minutes to next person comes.
Wow.
So that day I would think everybody did at least 10 to 15 people.
Oh my god. And how long for one person that day?
So that day it was separated 2 tables back to back.
Yeah.
One table is just for hair, one table is just for makeup.
Okay.
So I think the people who did makeup got to take like a longer time because there's no choice. But hair, we tried to get it done we were instructed to get the hair done within 15 minutes per person. But the thing is, the guests have their own ideas of what hairstyle they want.
Exactly.
It wasn't fixed. Like people could have whatever hairstyle they wanted, and some people asked for hairstyles that took quite long.
Yeah. Okay.
So everybody was just helping each other. Actually, I didn't know a lot of the other makeup artists there. But on that day, we were like, if they finish early, they'll go around and say like, can I help you with something else?
So all of them are freelance? Most of them, I'd say?
I'm not sure. There's a lot. There were so many people I didn't get to talk to and meet. So for the people that were doing hair, they actually work in salons as well, and then they go out and do freelance jobs.
True. Then it brings me to my next question. What's stopping you from working with agencies that would bring you jobs? Because right now you're freelancing, right?
Like makeup artist companies, is it?
Yeah.
I have thought about that. But then, as you already know, I'm currently in a different corporate job.
Okay. So it makes sense. But don't agencies accept that as well? No? Like
I think if we were to have an arrangement, you would want your makeup artist working under your company to be very free to take up your jobs. So
Okay.
I am looking to do that in the future, but because I was currently trying to pursue this venture first, or like in the meantime.
Yeah. So you're not going full on a makeup artist, right? So you're trying.
I want to be.
Yeah, you want to be. Okay. Exactly.
It is something that I wake up every day and think about.
Oh.
Like, why am I trying to spread myself across different ventures?
Uh-huh.
Because one of the reasons would be that I started off doing TV commercial makeup, or like corporate job makeup, and because of COVID, a lot of these kinds of like bigger budget stuff took a hit.
Okay.
At the point of time, I hadn't started doing like bridal makeup or like private event, that kind of thing, and so I didn't have that avenue of making money yet, and that's why I decided to like try and use my time on like the other things that I wanted to pursue in the meantime. But I always knew that I would never fully leave makeup. Like I just keep coming back to it.
How did you get into makeup?
In university, I was studying film.
Okay.
And to be honest, I didn't really have much direction with what I wanted to do in film. It turned out to be not it has its charm, but I just felt like I wasn't built for it. I wasn't built for the stress. So when it came around to like group projects, there's a lot of roles that need to be fulfilled. And my classmates realized that, okay, for context, our film cohort is very, very small. And most people in film are like, they're like very stressed and like, how do you say, very functional people. Like, you will see that everybody on a film set just wears black.
Okay.
And like cargos or shorts. Like everybody's very like almost tomboy looking. Like we just need to get the job done. Then I think people realize that I still wear makeup to school every day. So they're like, okay, Janine, why don't you try to do the makeup? And so the first makeup that I ever did for my school project was like SFX makeup.
Okay.
And I really liked that. But then from then on, they asked me to do like regular makeup as well.
What is SFX makeup? Sound effects?
Oh, no, bruises, special effects. Okay. So like bruises or cuts or blood.
Okay, SFX, okay. As I know it's sound
got
effects,
the same,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Huh.
So as I was doing it in school, some people I knew had connections to makeup artists, like professional film makeup artists outside. And they said, if you like doing this, why don't you reach out to them and ask if they can train you? So I decided to take that up. And so as I was schooling, I started to work outside as well as a makeup artist assistant.
And so you got training as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was very lucky to find these people that were willing to mentor me.
Oh.
Because what most people used to do was to go to a makeup artist school.
Yeah.
And one of the makeup artist schools, the biggest makeup artist school in Singapore actually closed down already.
When? Like recently or?
I think a few years ago.
Okay. Because of COVID, I think. Okay.
I'm not sure why, but it was very popular. It actually had a lot of people come in from different countries just to attend it here, because it's not in every country.
Okay, makes sense.
I think the nearest one we have now is in Korea, which will be a lot less accessible.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did it feel when you knew you're gonna have a mentor to train you on things that you like, makeup? Did you ever have the feeling of, I'm not good enough, I don't think I should be stepping out into the real world and doing such stuff?
Oh yeah, all the time. In fact, maybe all the time for the first 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
Oh, there's a very, very big learning curve. Like,
right.
Doing makeup on yourself versus other people is very, very different.
Yes.
There was things that I didn't even know I had to take into consideration, like I should brace my back right now. I should control my breathing when I'm drawing the person's face. Whereas when you do makeup on yourself, like in your room, it's so relaxing. You can take your time and have like a nice setup and lighting and table.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll be asked to do makeup in conditions that are not very ideal.
Right.
And there's just a very big learning curve, I guess. I think, I had some different mentors. Some are very nice. Some are like trying to teach me as well, but have a tough love way of instructing. I mean, as a makeup artist, sometimes you want to like be very, very quiet and focus on the makeup, right? But you're also not just there to paint people's faces, you're also providing a service. So you have to have a certain personality on. I mean, I'm not saying be fake, but you have to be pleasant.
True.
And not everybody feels pleasant every day. So sometimes you go home after shoot and you're like, I can finally like take off that mask.
Yeah. something I learned along the way, like in recent years, is that sometimes the logical side of your brain would take over. Like you would understand that you need to focus, you need to not speak in certain occasions just to get your job done. But more so than ever, I think sometimes you have to cater to emotions and feelings, not just of yourself, but of others as well in that moment. Just so you can also get the job done, but also think of the long term, right? Like you can't just... But this is a long-term debate that I have with myself.
It needs to be sustainable, right?
Exactly. Like, although it's not your behavior, your normal behavior, not the chatty type, you like to focus on your work, not speak to anybody while you work, but it makes sense to sometimes break out of your own behavior and be that other person.
I try hard to do so, but people still see through it. Sometimes people will be like having a lot of fun on shoot together. Then I think that I'm having fun with them as well. Then suddenly they'll be like, wow, you're very introvert. Or 你很稳重
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
So they would, they see through it.
Yeah. The one good thing is that makeup artists always wear masks when we're doing people's makeup.
Oh, okay.
So I can relax, like I can do people's makeup in my face, like it is.
True. You hide your facial expressions.
I mean, it's for hygiene purposes, but I love that. I love the added benefit.
Okay. So what happened after you got out of the situation?
Oh my god! It felt so good to meet my mentor after that. That would give me a lot of advice. I think she was so kind and nice to me, and I wouldn't.
Your second mentor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have had the opportunities that I had or been here today if I didn't get to learn alongside her. And it's how I got to start assisting her is that somebody that I just met a few times on a film shoot sent me her IG story, which was her saying she's looking for assistance.
Okay.
Yeah. I really, really appreciate having met the nice people.
What's the difference between the two teaching methods or mentoring methods?
You would feel that, I mean, everybody is different. So not only was the mentoring different, the makeup style is also different. Okay. I think that they serve different purposes. The first one was like with some makeup artists, I realized they are very geared towards commercial makeup, which means quickness, efficiency, but while still looking presentable and getting what needs to be done. Whereas with some other makeup artists, I realized that they are very, very good at adding details I would have never thought of adding before.
Okay.
And like there are some makeup artists that are always looking to upskill, and they learn like new techniques from like Xiaohongshu or like Korean makeup artists.
Okay.
You know how it's very interesting because a lot of other professions you need a job. You need a job. You need a website for your job.
Yeah.
You know, like SEO or that. But makeup artists, and I don't know about other film crew, but makeup artists, the number one thing people will see is your Instagram.
Right. I mean, Instagram is already your own website, no?
Yeah, I don't see other makeup artists having websites unless it's a bridal company. Then that would make sense because the average consumer will be looking for things on Google. They don't know where to find it.
Oh, really? I thought I don't know, Gen Z or younger people these days would actually look on IG or Xiaohongshu.
True, but it's very rare that Gen Z is getting married right now. So most of the people that get...
Really? I thought...
I mean, it makes up a lesser portion of the statistic. Okay. Getting married is expensive lah. So, you know, the people getting married are like around 28 to 30 plus. And I think if they didn't know any makeup artists yet, they would type wedding makeup onto Google, that kind of thing. But if you're a TV producer and you need a makeup artist for commercial, you don't go and search TV commercial makeup artist on Google. You will ask your other film connections, have you worked with this makeup artist before? Like, can you recommend me some?
Speaking about like disrespectful workplace, have you ever gone into into a gig and just realized that it's not a safe environment?
Ooh, yes.
Maybe physically or even emotionally.
Yes. You know, it's not that we want to be picky, but if we have to do makeup for someone, in order for it to be good, we need a table at least.
Yeah, makes sense.
Lighting,
Okay.
you know, sometimes you cannot help the lighting condition of the place, so a lot of makeup artists pack their own lights.
Mm-hmm.
But there was one, I think I can talk about this because I think that the company has been dissolved. But,
Okay.
you know, sometimes there are things that are intuitive, you wouldn't think you need to explicitly ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like power, you know, because when you do makeup, you need heat tools, that kind of thing.
Oh,
So
really?
there's been times that I go to a place and there's like totally no power. So we couldn't do like the hairstyle that they wanted, even though I asked for power before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not everybody's fault.
Yeah.
But
It's just that there's no power.
yeah, or like there's no table.
Okay.
So
Wait, do makeup artists bring their own table?
no.
No, right? Okay.
I mean, sometimes the production is supposed to set up like a production table for you.
True. And what's gonna
I think
cost them, right? A table. They should have one.
most production should already have a table, but I'm trying to think what's the most crazy place I've done makeup in before.
In the jungle, by the sea.
Yeah, but like usually like touch up, you're on the go already, so that's fine.
Okay.
I think there's one time that it was supposed to be for a bubble tea shop,
Mm-hmm.
and there was the only power plug they had is for the bubble tea ordering machine.
Oh.
So I
okay.
didn't ask for this, but they actually had to unplug the ordering machine in order to give me power.
Okay.
And then afterwards, like customers started coming, right? So we had to continue the makeup in the kitchen, like next to like the boiling vats of like all the boba pearls.
Oh my god.
It's quite interesting.
Okay. Well, it's not considered to be unsafe, but it's really, really interesting environment to be in.
Nah, I don't think anything that's
Yeah.
like, I haven't been
If
asked to do makeup at the edge of a cliff or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But sometimes there's not enough time, we have to like touch up in a moving car, or like we're on the way in a vehicle, then no choice, or shooting in a vehicle, then you just have to touch up there.
That makes sense.
And you just like hold your breath while doing it and be like, please don't give me motion sickness right now.
Yeah. I have one interesting question about this touch-up thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is it necessary? Like,
Yes.
I was wondering when you were doing a Patron's touch-up
Mm.
at every location, I was thinking like, no, it was just in my mind like, her makeup is still okay. Like for me, it was
Okay
still
to
okay.
you.
Yeah, exactly. So, and if it's okay to me, I think it would be okay to anyone else looking through the video as well.
I think this is a good habit that I've cultivated through doing TV commercial makeup, right? But, okay, her skin was so good, I barely needed a touch-up.
Okay.
But for some people, not saying that their skin is not good, but everybody's skin is different. You know. So, for example, with video shoots, right, you try not to use makeup that is very, very thick and matte because it makes it look very obviously like not natural looking on a HD camera. So you have to use more natural, like lightweight kind of formulations.
Ooh, okay.
And with those formulations not being very matte, right, it means that when people, like everybody's skin produces a lot of oil throughout the day, but some people's oil comes out in like 10 minutes. So that means I have to keep mattifying or using blotting papers and then like adding on top of that. So
aren't all your shoots for they appear on camera, no? All the talents. So do you mean to say like for all these kind of makeup jobs, they have to be a certain type of makeup? Not the matte
there's
one
a
that you
different
mentioned.
there's
Okay.
different makeup associated with each kind of shoot. But sometimes it's like you already know that it's gonna be more of a content creation kind of shoot with a few different people in it. Whereas there's some video shoots that's like for an advertisement or like for a film, and it's like super close up. Like HD 4K camera.
Okay.
So for those we will try to use more oil based foundations. Liquid foundation looks very good for someone going for an event or like just taking photos of themselves that can be like photoshopped, like retouched later, like photo shoot. But because it provides very good coverage and it's more matte. But if it's a video, it's going to be super hard for them to try and retouch everything.
Yeah. So in that sense, you mean before every job, before every gig, you actually know what kind of shoot it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll provide you, they'll tell you about the details of it going into the job and then provide you with a call sheet as well.
I see.
So you can see shot by shot. For example, if this shot, they're doing a huge close-up of her eye, then I know that I don't need to touch up her hair for this shot.
Yeah.
If it's only the eye that's gonna be in frame.
Okay.
Because there's so many different aspects of the makeup to touch up. So you have to see what's gonna be in the shot next, and then like
True.
pick your battles. So her makeup maybe it look perfect to you.
Yeah.
But to me, what I see that happens with everyone is that like during the transportation time or like during the time in between, like the lip makeup goes away every time you smack your lips together when you talk. It smudges slightly, or like if I'm putting on like lip gloss, right, the moment people smack their lips together, the gloss like sort of goes away after a while. So to me, it's like, not to me, to many other makeup artists, it's a very perfectionist thing. So they will always touch up before the start of each shot.
Okay.
And producers will actually like, producers, directors and DPs will actually give you that time if they can before your shot. They'll be like, okay, last looks. Last looks means, or like, can you check, is it ready to go? Means you've got to make sure it's perfect for the camera.
Okay. Speaking of last looks, like what are the terms that you guys use in this industry?
Oh.
Interesting. I want to...
like last looks or final checks.
Okay. What else?
This one Singaporeans don't say, but I realize
What do
when
they
you follow
say?
like those movie making pages, meme pages, or that, you pick up the other lingo that like
Okay.
Westerners will use a lot, which is like checks happy.
Checks happy, which means...
Basically like,
Same
are
thing.
y'all good? Can you
Okay.
do the last touch-ups? That kind of thing. What else? I can't really remember right now off the top of my head.
Okay.
But like the most important things that people will look out for when you're touching up is like the shine on the face.
Okay.
Like if you need to mattify it or not.
Okay. So all this goes away when you're in, like, let's say when you're in commute. Is it from one location to another location?
Not just that, they can be still in the same location, but in between time setting up the shot, right? There's so much stuff to move around. They have to change the camera setup, change the lens, change like maybe the angles and the heights. And then maybe like the art D, like the stuff that is seen in the shot will also be changed as well. There can be up to like more than 30 minutes between each shot. And so the 30 minutes, you're not going to ask the model to be like, okay, stay there, stand still, behave yourself, don't drink water, you know. They're still going to have to like chill, talk to other people, drink water or grab a quick bite. So you'll be like, okay, you can do all that first. I'll just touch you up again before we go for the shot.
So this is actually what goes on behind or actually in your job, what you do. Okay. I have one interesting question. I'm not sure if it applies to you. How does having this job, doing makeup for people, how does it shape your lens of beauty? Does it have to be a perfect scene all the time, or sometimes you can make compromises here and there? In terms of in a wider sense of things like beauty.
I wouldn't say that it gives me a very negative, like, body dysmorphia kind of associated image of beauty, because I recognize that for the different looks that you do is really what is for the camera. For example, there's been times that I have to do like some actress or models makeup and they have like freckles. I think it looks so pretty. I think people with freckles look so good. But because maybe it's for like a premium condominium shoot, that kind of thing, or like, you know, just very luxurious, then there is like that sort of negative, I don't find it negative, but like people have certain expectations, like or the director has like, there are like beauty standards in place that are prevailing from like not very, how do I say it, like there is a conventional standard of beauty that people want to desire. So I've been asked to like cover up any form of like freckles, that kind of thing, even though I think it's very pretty and cute. So it just, for TV commercial, everything just needs to look very polished. But polished and presentable, that means that they don't have to have very, very heavy like falsies or like highlighter. You try to avoid like extreme highlighter and contour for TV commercials. Whereas when you do like a event or bridal makeup, then you can like ask the people, would you like this? Would you like this? Would you want to try this? And then you get to add on all those details that don't have rules to them, but it's more up to people's preference.
True. So I would say in certain shoots, you will actually have to comply with what they expect.
Yes.
Right? And a certain free form or freestyle one, you can actually do according to what the clients need.
Yeah, there are just conventions associated with having, with like TV commercial, that kind of thing.
Okay.
There's a lot of like expectations and conventions set there. Whereas if it's more like editorial photo shoot, then you can go a bit more like avant-garde, like off of the conventional beauty standards. Like there are some models that look so good with no eyebrows. Whereas for a lot of people, you think they definitely need eyebrows for like commercials.
So I would say, would you say this makeup thing is actually, does it help fill your creativity side? Fulfill the creativity side? And so if it does, and if you're always, in some occasions, dictated by the expectations of others, would you feel it's not as fulfilling as
definitely. So maybe like test shoots where you get to do more adventurous stuff. At my level, is more of like collaboration or unpaid. But I can look forward to it more because then I'll get to really try like some kind of crazy look that I've been wanting to try. I mean, there are different types of makeup artists that maybe, for example, a dedicated bridal makeup artist would always be doing the same kind of like bridal looks. But I think I'm very lucky to be doing a little bit of everything, and so it's like a balanced diet. Like I get to try many different things, and that makes me happy.
Because for myself, I think on many occasions when I'm doing like creativity stuff, like let's say for my game, for any sort of creativity stuff, I don't like being told to do something just because it's conventional, just because it's the standard. It may sound off-putting to others because you're not experienced, firstly. What makes you think you can go your own way? Right?
True.
And I don't know, like I just like having the freedom of doing what I want or how I want it to be. I don't know if it resonates with you.
Yeah, I think beauty standards are always evolving. You mentioned like being told to do things a certain way, right?
Yes.
So people have different preferences and different styles. For like some of the people that I worked with, they like the lip color and shape to be like very clean and sharp, like very clean lines. And so it was like a struggle to get it to that level of perfection each time. Whereas when I did meet other people and work with them, there's like a different kind of beauty standard, which is like, not say beauty standard, but like trend, which is like you overline the lips a bit and then you can make it, like it doesn't have to be perfectly clean. It's like a little bit blurry and then it actually makes the person look more, like, it makes their lips look bigger or it just looks better or it's a different style of doing it.
I see.
So you come to realize that you don't always have to do what you are told the first, like a certain way forever. So like as you mentioned, like creative work, right?
Yeah.
I think not just for makeup artists, but for like a lot of people in any form of like media or film industry, there's the stuff that is your bread and butter, the stuff that makes money, but you feel more sian, for lack of better word, doing it, or like more routine. And then there's the things that are creative, more fun, but at the same time also tend to be the ones that are passion projects, which means like unpaid lah. So I think it's on people to like, if you're bored of doing this, like go and seek out something that could give you like a balanced diet. Like just reach out to someone that you want to collaborate with and like try and make a project happen.
Yeah. Okay, fair. But on that note, would you say it's tough to reset your expectation every time you meet a new client on how beauty should be like?
Oh, I mean, it's really up to their preferences. I will never say like, oh, I don't like the way you do your eyebrows. I think you should do it this way instead. Like sometimes you just have to really do things their way because they're paying for the service. For example, if it's like a private client or a bridal, they should have the say in exactly how they want their makeup done. Like right now the trend is to do your eyeliner in like a very like Korean style, like thin straight line. But there are the people that are more alternative and they like the very heavy winged liner. So you just have to go with what they want. And a lot of times that involves trying something that I never tried before. So I actually have to ask them beforehand and practice it on myself or other people first. So that I can make sure it's 100% when I do it with them.
Have you ever come across people who don't know what kind of makeup they want and they just ask you to go freestyle? And
oh yes, but those people are usually the easiest and it makes me the happiest also because they don't know what they want. Usually they've not done makeup for themselves a lot of times before. So as I'm doing it, I show them how or certain products that I use. Or like a technique that I use on their features that I think really suits them. And they're like so happy and shocked to like...
Oh, to exchange, to have that exchange, right?
Yeah, like sometimes they text me after like, hey, what was the product you used on me? I really loved it. Or I went to get it for myself. And that makes me the happiest. Like I love showing people something that they can end up being happy and more confident about themselves with.
Okay, I think that's a really fulfilling part of your job then, right? Trying to make people happy as well, but you get you get to fulfill your creative side of okay. How has doing makeup for people shaped your own makeup techniques or styles over the years?
Oh, it's definitely a lot better because you got all this time practicing on other people and finding out what works for certain features. I think when I first started doing out makeup, my makeup on myself was quite bad.
Okay.
And there's been times that I do people's makeup, and because at that point of time I was in uni, I had like very coloured hair and like more extreme kind of style of makeup. So when I do people's makeup, they'll be like, later my eyeliner, I don't want it as big as yours now. I'm like, oh yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
But then sometimes I try something on someone else and I realize it looks so good that I end up doing it on myself.
Okay.
So you end up picking up a lot of different new skills.
Do you end up having different styles all the time, or would you say it's the same style, it's just that it's more fine-tuned, or...
I think that depends on person to person. I've seen some makeup artists that have their own makeup look for life.
Yeah.
Like they can be very good at doing other people's makeup, very versatile, but on themselves, they just like something simple.
Exactly.
But for me and like maybe some other makeup artist friends I have, we always love to experiment. So every week you see us like doing something different.
I think it's just like hairdo, right? Like you want to have the same hairstyle for the rest of your life if you think this looks good on you. You don't want to try something radical or something really, really strange. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's really up to the person. Like today I look quite normal, right? Yesterday I had blue eyeshadow on.
Wow,
for an event.
Okay.
Because it was like a 90s R&B themed event.
Okay. It also has to fit the event theme, right? Okay. Interesting.
I like doing that. I feel like I'm shape-shifting.
How would you... shape-shifting. Like, how does it affect your behavior as well? Because of how you look, right? How you present to people. I think it does to a certain extent.
I think so. Maybe it's just me. Like maybe to an extent I'm a bit delusional. But like, you know, when people get a new haircut and they feel different about themselves.
Not just about haircut, even how you dress, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when I'm doing a more edgy makeup look, then I'll feel a bit more like, maybe a bit more edgy. Okay, maybe it sounds so delusional. But I think your appearance, seeing yourself looking a certain way, really changes how you internalize your own behavior.
Yes. Okay. What's the most radical one that you have done on yourself?
On myself?
Like what? I don't know what kind of styles that you...
Oh, okay. Last time I was a lot edgier. Then I shaved my eyebrow. Like, not totally off, but like shave off eyebrow slits.
Wow, okay.
To try and look edgy.
Oh, that looks so cool. Okay.
I thought it looked very cool, but my current partner at the time was like, why will you ruin your eyebrows like this? And he was very upset. He was like, why will you do this without telling me?
This one. Okay,
whatever.
Okay, interesting. I want to go back to the part where we talked about agencies, right? And also we talked about Instagram. So I have a feeling like in this day and age, Instagram plays a huge role in helping makeup artists or people in the industry, similar industry, to get jobs, to get gigs. Of course, whenever they're freelancing. How has social media helped you in this way?
Okay, one thing about social media for anyone, right, is that the posts that go up, there's different aspects of quality and quantity.
Yes.
So last time, I was just starting. I didn't have much photos. I'm very focused on putting out whatever I did out there to like show that I have a portfolio for myself.
Do you ever request your clients to take the final photo?
Oh yeah, but I have to check with them if they are okay with me posting it, and some people aren't. So there's hundreds of faces that I've touched that I've never got to post.
Okay. It's a pity. Okay.
Yeah, and that meant that last time I was posting a lot. And maybe I don't think I'm so good at taking photos lah. So my feed was very messy. And that affects like the quality of how your profile looks, and that's gonna affect whether you get higher quality jobs. So I've received some advice from other people on like how to curate our profile. It's such a struggle, I've had other friends that are makeup artists for almost 10 years, and they're like, oh, I still don't know if I should post this job I did, all that. So I have been trying to refine my profile a little bit more and only post like really good quality photos or like the final deliverables. Because sometimes you post a final deliverable, right? And it's in a video format of an advertisement with like many other people inside it. So you don't get to actually see the details of the makeup that you post.
Okay. Does it matter actually? Like to clients? Okay. Because I thought they would be more interested in the look that how they appear on TV or in some videos instead of the close-up or detailed look.
That's one thing as well. Okay. But I mean to us the details matter. And with that, now that I'm trying to focus more on quality, it's to the extent that some other makeup artists I know, they bring proper cameras out when they do their makeup so that they can take a very nice detailed photo. So
wait, and you studied film and photography, right?
Yeah.
So you could have taken your own photo.
I do if there's enough time, but sometimes I'm already carrying such heavy stuff. I don't want to still bring my camera out and then worry about it bumping into my other equipment. So yeah, I'm trying to focus more on quality of my profile now instead of quantity. And that helps. That I find that it really helps. At first I thought like, why do people care so much about how Instagram looks? That kind of thing. I want to just do my own thing. Yeah. But I think it does make a difference. In terms of going back to like the bigger theme of your question, which is about Instagram, right?
Yeah.
I have boosted posts before for my like more bridal private client site and gotten like inquiries from there and jobs from there. And it's quite surprising, like the amount of potential clients you can get just from posting like a $30 advertisement is quite like impressive, I guess.
You've gotten gigs and jobs from there?
That would be like the private client one-on-one kind of jobs. Okay.
I mean, then it helps certainly, right?
Yeah.
Social media. Okay.
It's like how they say like ask and you shall receive. So you have to have an online presence. You have to be putting stuff out there.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is something I had to overcome because I have this big fear of being perceived every time I post.
Okay. I mean, it happens to everyone, no?
Yeah.
It happens even, especially for this one. The first time I posted this one, I was like, should I post this? This is so low quality.
Yeah, because you have so many invisible critics in your head, or maybe you've heard some other people say some things before, but at the end of the day, it's you and it's your jobs. So you have to do the best by yourself to get yourself out there, I guess.
True. What was we had a talk that day with Jose and Dale. We mentioned like we had to shoot BTS for each one of us. Yeah. So we were shooting for you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
I think I already look like crap lah. I just want to like see the process. I have videos of me doing the process.
No, it's fine. We can like create like really short clips just for the online presence. That would be really, really cool.
Yeah, because the presence is important.
Yes.
But sometimes makeup artists, they just show up to the job with their hair tied back and like mask on, no makeup on, that kind of thing.
What?
Because we're there to do the job.
Yeah.
So sometimes a lot of my BTS photos, I'm like, I look like that?
But that doesn't matter, no? I don't think it matters because, I don't know, for myself, like, if you got the tools, if you got the skills, it doesn't matter how you look or how people actually perceive you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter on the job aspect lah. It's just me being annoying.
The perception, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How much pressure is there in this industry in trying to keep up with the trends, in trying to get clients, in trying to stay up to date with the pricing?
Yeah. So you have to have like friends in the industry doing similar things as you to like get a sensing of pricing as a freelancer. Yes. You don't want to be undercutting the market.
Is it really transparent?
It's not very transparent. Okay. I would say the only transparent aspect of makeup is bridal makeup because you can go onto
websites.
Because the clients the consumers need access to that information.
Yeah.
But you don't really know how much other makeup artists are charging for like TV commercials or like editorial photo shoots. So you have to like ask around and find out what's the standard. Because everybody is going to hate you if they find out that you're charging like 50% of what they charge. They're going to say like, oh, she's just winning jobs because you're cheaper, but it doesn't mean your skill level is there. So I think that's something that we have to tread very carefully, such that we are, you know, being...
Destroying the market.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one thing, but also you're not shooting yourself in the foot with the prices. Like, it has to make sense for you.
But does it make sense if you start off that way, if you're a beginner, if you're a junior, that you go with low prices so you can get more jobs and so you can get more practices? And
that's what I thought at first. I thought, why should I be charging as much as a professional, like a full-fledged makeup artist, when my skill is not there yet? So I actually talked to my mentor about this. And if I were to undercharge or like charge a very cheap amount based on what I think my skill level is, then that's still undercutting the market.
Yes.
And you don't want to be doing that. Also, it's gonna like undercut your worth in a sense, because let's say you think that you're really, really bad at makeup, so you only charge $50 starting out.
Yeah.
People are gonna associate you as providing that you get what you pay for, that skill level. So it's better to go and practice up on your own. If you think you're not good enough, offer it for free. Offer it for like creative collaborations, or do it on like your relatives, all that. But price yourself at the market rate and then make sure you can deliver up to that rate.
I like it. Okay. That's really solid advice for beginners starting out. I think for any creative jobs, even like for videographers or photographers or any role in the creative industry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be happy if you see people offering like videography package for like, oh, I just started out, so I'm going to offer for $20.
I mean, there are people like this. You can definitely find people like this on Fiverr, I don't know, maybe.
There are, but they will forever be associated with that rate. Exactly. And then, you know, inherently, like, people will look down on them.
How long have you been doing this again, makeup?
Almost 3 years now.
Would you say you will continue this for a long time?
Yes. My answer would have been different a while ago.
Okay.
There's been times I tell my friends like, oh my god, my back is so pain. I think I have to quit and find an office job.
Because of standing for a long time.
Yeah, not just standing, but like, you know, the person that you're doing the makeup on has to be comfortable and sitting down also. So you're like bent over. And then sometimes you'll be on... There have been 24-hour shoots before.
Okay. But you're not going to be there.
You're carrying all the stuff.
Okay.
Not going to be there.
You're not going to be doing makeup for 24 hours.
But touching up. And being on standby.
Yeah.
That means, for example, the talent has to, for this shot, walk through and then flip their hair or something like that. And maybe they didn't flip it the way that the director wants. You have to do it about 20, 30 times.
Holy.
That means for every take,
you need to touch up.
I need to run to the talent, comb the hair, put it back in place, and then run out of the frame for the director to take the shot again, the DP to take the shot again in time.
God.
So there's a lot of like running associated with being a makeup artist.
True. And with your gears and with your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we don't carry our entire gear with us when we're
ones.
Shooting already, but we have like a touch-up pack.
Okay. Yeah.
But sometimes the touch-up pack's still not big enough, because you have to touch up like maybe 5 different people in the shot. You'll be like, oh, okay, where's my this product for this person? Where's my this product for the other person?
And you have different sets of tools. You separate them.
Yeah, for example, when I'm doing the person's actual makeup, the first time I do their lip color, I'll use like a lip brush, like a proper brush to get it very nice first.
Yeah.
But then later when I'm touching them up, I'll use a disposable brush.
Okay.
Because it's more hygienic.
Wait, there are disposable brushes?
Just for lips. It's like a Q-tip but shaped for the lip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like when I'm doing their makeup, I could be using all these products, but which is like full size. But later in my touch-up kit, I need to like depot a tiny amount to use to touch up later, so that I'm not carrying like a 20 kg touch-up kit.
Okay. Yeah. You say you're gonna do this for a long time.
I think so, because I really like it. I like being able to meet new people all the time.
That's one aspect of your job.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of therapeutic also. It's like painting, because I used to paint a lot, and I think that you actually bring that technicality into doing makeup, like the color mixing and like where the light falls, where to put the shadows, that kind of thing. A lot of makeup artists I know actually have like, not a lot lah, but some makeup artists I know have a traditional art background, and I think it makes them a lot better at what they do.
I like this conversation so much. Like it gives me an idea. It gives me an insight into what a makeup artist day is like. You know, it's so undermined sometimes in the creative industry. Like they are the ones, or you guys are the ones who actually put the real look or the pretty look on people's faces just to show up on TV on the big screens. Like these are the people who behind their masks, they're the ones who spend their night washing their brushes just so you can look pretty on TV, on screens.
Yes, there's a
It's
lot
really
of other
undermined.
prep involved in that.
Yeah. And I appreciate you telling me all these stories, all these experiences that you've had. And I'm pretty sure you will enjoy a lot more in the future.
I think I'm always learning with this. I think there's new things I learn every day, new ways that I want to carry myself, or new products I want to use. So I don't think I ever get bored of this job.
I like it. I like it how you mention your experience of starting off as a junior. Of course, all the hardships that you've gone through, having different mentors, right?
Different clients, different experiences, all those
Yeah.
kinds of things.
I think it shaped you who you are today, and I just like your journey of how you started off in a film class, going into being a makeup artist and loving what you do today. I would say it's really motivating for people who maybe feel stuck in their job at the moment. Thank you, Janine, for the conversation. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.